And welcome back to the show. You know, it was in 1978. A couple of fossil hunters, arrowhead hunters, were kind of poking around in a ravine near the Bosque River, and they found a bone. And fast forward several years, and you got a national monument. I'm talking about the discovery of those mammoth bones there, and it's really hard for me to believe, Alice Starr, but it's been a national monument now for 10 years.
Yes, indeed.
Joining Alice, who is a member of the board of the foundation, the Waco
I
Mammoth.
was. I'm no longer a member of the board, but I am
Oh, okay.
co-chair of
Of the-
our wonderful event that
Okay,
we're going to have to
that's what we want.
celebrate 10 years.
Tell everybody about this wonderful event. And I've just gotten a chance to meet Priscilla Martinez, who for about the past year has been serving as the manager of the foundation. So let's back up because I remember, they found the bones and it was a big secret. Nobody was supposed to know where it was. And then I remember a massive local effort to raise the funds to actually build the building and all that. I mean, it has been such a process of love and dedication and passion of people.
Well, they needed to preserve these bones of these first 16 mammoths they found, then another 6. And unless they're air conditioned and in a climate controlled environment, they had to keep them under cover. So they did want to build a dig shelter, which they were able to do thanks to the help of Gloria and FM Young, who have been so instrumental in that, and also the penguin exhibit at the zoo.
Oh, yeah.
That's
another passion project of yours.
Yes.
Well, Alice, you have so many passion projects. I mean, my hat's off to you for how you have been so dedicated to so many worthy events.
Oh, well, thank you.
In
But
Central Texas.
This is going to be fun.
And that you step up and you chair them.
Yes.
So yeah, we had the anniversary of the Waco Symphony, and
Yes.
you helped chair a lot of the fun things that we were doing with that. So really, you're just a precious person to me. But this is a wonderful event that's going to be happening on the 12th of July, right?
Yes.
At the Mammoth site.
At night, starting at 7, so it'll
Okay.
be a little cooler. We'll have fans, and the dig shelter, of course, is air conditioned. So it'll be very pleasant, very fun.
All right. So anybody can come. This is not an invitation event.
It's only invitation because it's not free.
Of course, right.
So
right.
it is. We have a few sponsors now. We'd love a few more sponsors, of course, and then we'll have a ticket price. So they can just go to the website, which Priscilla will
Waco
tell you
Mammoth
about.
Foundation.
Yeah. So Priscilla, tell me a little bit more about the foundation. I mean, is this also going to serve as a fundraiser?
Yes, this is a fundraiser. Yeah, this
Yeah,
is,
I mean, you got to have money.
right. This is going to continue the work, the research, the interns, the work that goes in now. I think, I don't think what most people realize is that it is an active dig shelter. It's an active dig site. And so there are needs there. And so that's the idea behind this. We're going to celebrate, and we're going to celebrate what the future holds as well.
So you say you are a past board member.
Yes.
The board now, about how big is this board of directors?
So we have about 11
Okay.
board members. Yeah. Not as big. I think it's been bigger in the past, but about 11 now.
Yeah.
And so
I
we're
ser-
still hanging on. We're still
I
there.
served for about 10 years, and
Yeah.
I was a little frustrated because once we had 4 partners, the Waco Mammoth Foundation, Mayborn Museum at Baylor, and the City of Waco, and the National Park Service. Well, getting anything through the National Park Service takes years.
Act of
So-
Congress. Yeah. Just about.
It's very frustrating.
Yeah.
So we haven't been able to raise money or have many
Okay.
improvements that we'd love to have a children's center to make it really fun and educational for
Yeah.
the children who come, so that they'll want to come back every month as opposed to once every 5 years.
Right.
Right?
Well, and of course the site is so lovely, and I know there's beautiful
Yes.
walking trails.
Yeah, there could be so much more of that.
It could really expand into something amazing, more amazing than it is. But what a top destination site, though, it is for the city of Waco. I mean, it's hugely important to us from a tourism standpoint, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Yes, and I will say that I went to Yosemite through the Friends Alliance for the Friends Alliance meeting in October, and I I was moved. I came back with just so much energy, saying, "How do we get this here?" I saw what they were accomplishing, and we talked about challenges, but we also talked about what the possibilities. And so they really emphasized that. And so when this idea of having this gala, I thought, this is it. This is the way,
to kind of kickstart that.
Yeah.
We get visitors from internationally
Oh, of
and
course.
nationally all over the country because they look up the national park site and they look what national parks are there in Texas. Well, we don't have a lot. We have Big Bend. What else? Maybe one other. So this is it. If they want to be in Texas and they want to go to a national park, that's why they come. And we're able to get so many visitors that way.
Now, the designation of that, like you say, that happened 10 years ago. What can you tell me that you remember about all that?
Well, I was part of the team, and we had
This was under President Obama, correct?
It was, but we had a lot of help from Congressman Bill Flores. He was very important at the time. He was trying to cut budgets and
Oh, yeah.
all that, and yet he was convinced this was really important historically as well as for Waco. So he was helpful, and then, of course, the city of Waco was very helpful. The city manager at the time was Larry Groth, and he couldn't have been more helpful. And he helped raise some of the money, too. So,
And that was a pretty significant amount of money, as I recall, at the time.
we didn't have to raise money to become a national
Right,
monument.
but I guess I'm thinking back
The
when
original,
when they did to build
Yeah,
the
I think
covering and all
several
that kind of
million,
stuff. That
yes.
that was a big chunk. So now that we're a part of the national monument, so do we make money here locally on that? I know there's a ticket price, but it's not huge.
No, it just maintains.
Oh, just
Yeah,
maintains.
it just
No,
maintains, right? So the extra stuff that's where we come in. We
Yeah.
have to do the fundraising, and so we get to, raise funds for, facilities and, like I said, interns, and so yeah.
They have special events, but sometimes they're free, right? A lot of
Yes,
the special
yes.
events are
Oh,
free.
yeah.
Parks are free.
So if we could create an educational center or a children's center, then we could have parties and charge and make some more money. But right now it's
Right.
self-sustaining, but that's about it. It's not making money.
So what are some, you'd say you came back from Yosemite bursting with ideas. What were some of the
Yeah.
things that you saw?
Well, like one thing that I came back with a picture, and it was a picture of an automated donation system. So it's this little standing computer. It looked like a little robot, and you just walk up to it, you put your credit card, ding, and you can donate. And so what I was thinking was, when you come out of the site, you feel inspired. Like I know I do. When I come out of that site, I'm thinking, we have to do more. What more can we do? And so to have this little robot sitting outside,
Oh my goodness.
the dig shelter would be ideal. And so those are just that I presented that to the board, and they were enthusiastic as well. But that was one of the ideas that stuck with me there. And just one thing that was brought up was, how do we get through challenges? Okay, working with National Park Service, you get told no a lot, right? So you're used to being told no.
They make you do all these reports and then they say no.
Yes. So how do we get on the side of, okay, tell me no, but tell me what I can do?
Yeah, right.
Give me some options. And so, yeah, I'm excited, to kind of take down some of those barriers. I'm excited to kind of navigate those challenges. And so, yeah, we have another Alliance meeting scheduled for September in St. Louis. And so that's going to be another meeting where I go and just feel inspired.
Getting ideas is important, and some of them we can do here in Waco.
Yeah, well, to continue to look ahead,
Right.
To dream and see what can this become, because like you say, it is a destination. People come to Waco. That's one of the main things that they want to
Yes.
see, aside from the silos.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes people are just coming to the silos and then they see what else.
And then
there
they're
is.
looking, what else can I go see? What I can
Right.
take the family to, and it is so educational, and to actually see the dig site. Of course, the Mabern Museum has a wonderful exhibit, and you feel like you're there.
And they house all the bones that aren't at the dig site. But they're not, unless you have a private tour, you don't get to see them.
Right, you're not
Except
gonna
for
see
the
that.
ones on the floor, which is
Yeah.
so wonderful. But I think having a full-time paleontologist now has been very helpful. And I'm hoping we can share some of the data that she's collecting. I don't think she's only been on board for a couple of years now.
Right, and it was a few years ago when I was doing my Traveling Texas segments for Channel 25, contacted the Mammoth side about us coming there, and they remembered, coming on the show Central Texas Living, and said, "Oh yes, yeah, we'd love to have you come." And then we were told, "Well, show us how big your camera gear is," and they said. We told them what we had, and they said, well, okay, we'll let you go down to the actual dig site. And they said, and it was around COVID time, it had been 2 years since anyone had actually walked down there. So I was walking like a robot. Talk about a robot. I thought, I don't want to step on anything wrong, but it was so exciting to get to actually be there on the level where these remarkable bones were found. And I understand that even now when there's a heavy rain, they're still looking.
When they did the second dig in the 1990s, they found an alligator, a camel,
Oh, yes,
a
saber-tooth.
tortoise,
Yeah, saber-tooth tiger. I remember that.
Who knows what they'll find, but they think there have been several floods.
Right.
And that's what caused.
It was like a catastrophic
Yes.
event. It was a nursery herd, as I
Yes.
recall,
Right.
and they were...
Holding their babies in their
I know.
chests.
It just tugs at the heartstrings, but to see history like that, of these Columbian mammoths, is just remarkable, and it's right here in Waco, and it's something that we certainly can celebrate. When we come back, we're going to talk some more with Alice and Priscilla about the wonderful national monument that is right in Waco, the Waco Mammoth National Monument. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Escape into fitness with the Schwinn IC4 bike, providing a premium, heart-pumping indoor cycling experience that combines digital connectivity with superior Schwinn quality. The IC4's smooth, quiet ride features magnetic resistance with 100 micro-adjustable resistance levels. Escape the everyday with the Schwinn IC4 bike, your ticket to a life well lived.
At Mapiful, we believe in celebrating your journey, past, present, and future. Our unique personalized products are designed to boost your confidence, elevate creativity, and honor what matters most. From custom home decor to meaningful gifts, we help you cherish the memories that make you who you are. Visit mapiful.com and start celebrating your story today.
Today's show is brought to you by Main Event Entertainment Center. They've got it all. They've got bowling, virtual reality, laser tag, billiards, shuffleboard, and more. And if you mention my name, Ann Harder, when you're booking, you get double arcade play free. And if you book by July 24th, your guest of honor will play free. For your next main event, it's Main Event, 2420 Creekview Drive in Waco, right next to the Cinemark Theaters.
If I've learned anything in the last year, it's that to show up as my best, I need to make intentional choices. And that goes back to the absolute basics. Number one, it's I have to move. And number two, to stay hydrated.
I have been using molecular hydrogen from Water and Wellness to support my health and well-being. It helps with energy, recovery, liver health, and more. The hydrogen has been a game-changing addition to my own wellness routine. The tablets dissolve into my water and deliver powerful minerals to help my body feel its best all day long.
This is called A Night with the Mammoths, and really excited to be there, be a part of it. So let's talk more specifically about what they're going to enjoy at the Mammoth site.
But people will arrive, and for the first hour, they'll have a chance to go to the dig shelter. And there we're going to have some improvisational dancers and music, and just a great way to see the bones and people explaining the history of the bones. And then that's at 7 to 8, and then at 8 o'clock, we're going to have some delicious food. We have heavy hors d'oeuvres and think we have special margaritas. Is that right?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be
It
a
is
fun
Texas,
time. We
yeah.
better put that in our information. Yes. Beer, wine, and margaritas, and as well as soft drinks and other beverages, but some delicious food. And then we're going to have a few speeches, not too many, maybe 15,
Well, there's
20
some really
minutes.
key folks
Right.
who have been through the years so instrumental in
Yeah.
from the discovery of the bones on, I'm sure.
That's right. Hector Sabito is the chairman of the board, and he may speak some. And then Larry Groth, who
Yeah.
was the city manager at the time and fell in love with the mammoth bones. Who else do we have speaking?
Representatives from the National Park Service.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And,
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
And
that was the hard part. It was hard because there's so many, like you said, and so we wanted to give everybody,
Right.
you know, some time. But yet, how do we not, you know, keep going on? You know, we have
Right.
to remember that this is a party.
Yeah,
and
it's a party.
So it's really just an opportunity for the partners to all
Yeah.
come together.
You want people to really, get that warm and fuzzy
Right,
feeling.
yeah.
What we're most excited about is Ann Harder is going to be
Yes.
our MC.
I am so honored that you asked me to do that. I will be there with
She'll do a
bells
great
on
job.
for sure.
Good.
Well, it's going to be an amazing event. Tickets are available through where? The website,
The
or how do you?
website, yes, and we're using Eventbrite for our ticket sales. And
Okay.
So, the individual ticket sales are $75, and they you can get them through our website, wacomammothfoundation.org. I wanted to add to your drink, Rita. So. Yes. So the Grape is going to be hosting our bar that evening. The Grapes was awesome. We love
Yeah.
Good,
community
yeah.
partnerships.
Yeah.
And they are going to be serving we're calling it the Community Rita. And it's because the Community Bank and Trust actually came in as our cocktail sponsor. And so we're really excited about that. And so, so the other thing I wanted to mention was Alice Starr is also one of our sponsors. She came in as a Western Camel. And Alice and Steve Beard came in as our presenting sponsor. So Bill, Nancy, and Willie Montgomery are the Saber-Tooth Cat sponsors.
Oh, are they? Love
Yes,
them. Yeah.
Yes, Community Bank and Trust, as I said. And then the Giant Tortoise, Diane and Kyle Deaver, Greg Ogden. I know these are all names that we're
Oh,
familiar
yeah.
with.
Very
yes.
familiar with these
and
wonderful
then
folks.
Ellen and John Derrick came in as the birthday cake sponsor. Baylor University is actually sponsoring our puppet. Mentioned that
I'm picturing Snuffleupagus, but I don't know.
Yeah.
we are bringing the mammoth back to life. And
Okay.
so we will have a puppet of a mammoth, and it's going to be very large. I wanted to mention that FM Gloria Young came in as the mother mammoth and her calf sponsor. And
Oh, yeah, you
so-
said she created
They're one
this
of our
herself.
largest sponsors. But
Now, you tell me they're going to find a way for people to be comfortable.
right. She just,
Yes.
I think everybody will be
Yeah.
fine.
No,
It's gonna be
really.
great.
No, when we were talking earlier, you said, of course, the building itself is air conditioned.
Yes.
Then there's going to be a tent,
Yes.
and there's going to be cooling.
We'll have some giveaways.
Oh,
Giveaway
tell
are
me about
exciting.
that.
Charlie Walter is offering from the Mayborn Museum. He's offering a private tour. That's exciting. And we have some statues, mammoth statues that we're giving away. Let's see, we have the National Park Service is currently working on an opportunity to maybe even stay the night at the site. the
Oh, how
camping.
Wouldn't
fun.
that be
I've heard about these night at the museum
Yes,
kind of
yes,
things that
that's
you
the
can auction
idea.
off.
I know I'm even one of those people who went to the mammoth site, and didn't go back for several years.
Right.
So we need to remind people it's in our own backyard.
I had reported on those bones since 1978, had never
Oh,
been
my
out.
goodness.
Had never been, had Reagan, different ones from the come be on the show and talk about wonderful events that they were having, stargazing parties, all kinds of stuff. Hadn't been out there. And I would mention that to people, locals, and they go, I haven't been out there either.
That's
So,
right. And
I
it's
wasn't the
really
only
right
one.
in Waco.
It is right here. People come from all over the world to go and visit. So
That's
yeah,
exactly
so if you haven't been to the Mammoth site yet, what a great way to see it upright, because it's a very reasonable amount of money, $75 for an evening of
ticket,
entertainment
and
like this, plus to
You'll
give
get
back.
to see the mammoth bones up close and personal.
I know. Well, it's wonderful, and I'm so glad, Priscilla, that you are on board. And
I'm excited for this. Like I said, it's a new world for me, and I just can't. And just knowing what we have here in Waco and the gym that the Mammoth site is just that's my motivation there.
hats off to both of you for all the work you're doing to see that it continue and thrive and have more wonderful things added to it.
That's right. By sending out invitations as a marketing event as well as a fundraiser. So
Right.
it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, what I meant by invitation, in other words, you don't have to know somebody that knows somebody
No.
that's going to be there.
No.
Open
If you want to get a ticket, you can again go to the
WacoMammothFoundation.org. And we have a gala page, and it has all the information you need with links to purchase tickets.
yeah, and maybe if you can't come but would just like to contribute.
Yeah, and you
Yes,
can.
you
There's
do
an
that.
opportunity for that as well. And you can also follow us on social media. We have Facebook and Instagram, and so you can follow us that way to stay up to date.
Okay, so I usually ask people, but do you need volunteers? Is this something? I know there's a staff through the National
Right.
Park Service,
Right.
But
Well, because there's so many partners. You know, the
Right.
Waco, City of Waco has theirs. We have ours. So it's a force. So as of right now, we're okay with volunteers. But also the volunteer program is another thing that I really want to, get off the ground eventually, where we have more things happening at the site.
do we have interns? Do we have interns who come out from Baylor or?
Yes, there are. Yeah, so they do
Okay,
have
that's
that
good.
as well. But yeah, maybe in the future, I do want to have opportunities for supporters to volunteer. Yeah.
yeah, there's so much more to learn though, as you say.
Yes.
And so much opportunity for us to see this wonderful gem. Call it Waco's got a lot of great gems. We've got wonderful museums, but this national park designation for the Mammoth site was huge when that happened. I still can't believe it's been 10 years, but time goes by.
And the director of the National Park Service at that time, and I cannot remember his name, came as well.
Oh, yeah.
And he was such a nice man. So
Well,
he loved Waco. He stayed a long time.
I know. Well, of course they're going to love Waco when they come and see it. So, yeah, it's a great thing. It's a great thing, and so very well done, Alice and
Thank you,
Priscilla,
Alice.
to,
Yes.
to promote that and to recognize that 10th anniversary. And yeah, thank you both. Appreciate
to
you
serve. Thank
you for
spending
having
some
us.
time with me here, and looking forward to the event on the 12th of July.
I did.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So
Stay with us. We'll be back with more of the show. Don't go away.
Have you ever wondered why so many pet parents are choosing to have virtual vet appointments? Online veterinary care is making it easier than ever to get expert advice for your pet. Our professionals are not only experts in managing urgent concerns, but also in providing top-notch preventative health care. We're proud to connect pet owners to a vast network of licensed veterinary professionals, ready to address any immediate concerns and expand access to pet care. Book your first appointment today.
On Friday morning, kick off your 4th of July celebration with beautiful music at St. Albans Episcopal Church. Bring your lawn chairs and your lemonade for a 9 a.m. Independence Day bell concert. Enjoy the beautiful carillon played by Florence Scattergood as she fills the air with patriotic tunes on those tower bells. Don't miss it.
Hi, my name's Erica, and today I'm going to be taking you through my skincare routine using the Tasmanian Spring Water range from Sand and Sky. This range is really good for dry and dehydrated skin like myself. It's packed with 2 types of hyaluronic acid and fermented sea kelp to reduce redness and irritation, which I experience daily. So that's it. It's so quick and so easy, and my skin feels so dewy and so hydrated.
For 75 years, Nalgene Outdoor has been your trusted companion, fueling adventures and helping protect the planet. We're committed to reducing waste, improving access to clean water, and providing simple, safe, and sustainable products for you and your family. No gimmicks, just durable, well-designed bottles built to last. Join us on our mission to amplify life, not complicate it. Because at Nalgene, what goes into our bottles matters as much as the adventures they fuel. Explore more at nalgene.com. That's NALGENE.com.
Mom and Dad can be a little competitive. They get all, yeah, buddy, and heck yeah. Lucky for them, Main Event has over 85 games and activities to play together, so they can get rematch after rematch after rematch. So do something awesome together.
I just got my Colgate Advanced LED Whitening Treatment in the mail, and I am very excited to have dramatically whiter teeth in just 10 days. My teeth are going to be 6 shades whiter. The treatment is enamel safe and hassle-free. It's even designed for my sensitive teeth. Let's open it up. Inside we have the blue light whitening device. It's a charger for after each treatment as well. There's a full 10-day supply and it looks easy to apply. Order yours today at shop.colgate.com.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Today we're going to be talking about vibe. And so I just thought I would look at it. That's the atmosphere. It's a feeling that a situation or a person might give you. It's a feeling of connection or harmony. And it is the perfect name for what my two guests today have done. Trilby Traylor, who I know from whole nother aspect, if you noticed any of the photography over the years for my podcast, Trilby is the one that took those pictures. Wonderful photographer, Trilby. And Crystal Radke, who we really have just met.
Yes.
But the two of you have teamed up to create the vibe. So let's talk about that. And it's really less than a year old, right?
Oh,
what was
very
the
new.
And,
It's very new.
And really, the definition of the word is perfect for what you're doing because it's a small business networking platform, really digital. So, Trilby, tell me about it.
We're just creating a digital networking community for small business owners and consumers. It was just something that I feel really led to do, mainly from headshots. I mean, I know you've been in the studio multiple times for headshots. More and more people came into the studio and would talk about marketing, and I don't know how to market. I don't, it's so expensive, and they just really didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, we really need like a networking platform where small business owners can advertise affordably, and it can be all over in a digital world. So we have a private Facebook group where we have it very organized, like every day is a different theme, and they can post their business stuff, they can post sales, and really kind of build that connection with consumers and business owners, because the group is for consumers as well. So like if someone is looking for something, they can post in there, and that just really builds this connection. Then we, of course, do the digital magazine, which we feature small business owners, and it's no cost.
So, again, this all really started like last winter, right?
Last November, we share an office space. And we're also friends. And we talk all the time about business and all the things. And so I own Consulting Refined, and I am a business and mindset coach, and I also do marketing for small businesses. So working with my clients who are trying to break in to the market, trying to plant roots, it was challenging, or it is challenging. And so we work through all of these strategies, but advertising was one of them. And so, Trilby would see her clients when they're doing their headshot photos, and they would express their concerns, me as their business coach trying to get them out there. And also Waco is just growing so much. And there are a lot of things in this town, even though I've lived here my we were looking at stuff, and I was like, "What is that?" And
I know, I do that all the time too.
Yeah, and
I go, I need to get out more. Where did this come from?
But also, like, how do people who just move here?
Right. It's got to be overwhelming.
It has to be. I mean, it is overwhelming just if you live here, because there's so many new things that come up.
Yeah.
But for us, we both have a storyteller's heart, and relationships are so important. And so we wanted to create something that wasn't an advertisement. It was an opportunity for community members to really see the people behind the business, to see their heart, their vision, and hopefully inspire them to shop local, even if it's $1 more than it was on Amazon, but just really pouring back into our local community.
Well, and that really is so crucial, because we're all trying to make a go of it. here
Yes.
in Central Texas, and yet there are a lot of choices. And I was talking with another marketing executive recently, and she was saying just breaking through to position yourself in a place where folks see you, and understand what it is you have to give. So you say y'all have been friends for a long time?
Oh, how many years?
I mean, well, we both went to Lorena.
Yeah.
And I was in her sister's class, so I knew about her.
Okay.
And then I mean, like, whenever I started my photography, like, y'all were
Yes.
just,
Well, it was what, 10 years ago?
I mean, yes, probably 11 years
11
ago. Whenever
years
I did
ago.
Kaylee's 16th
Yes.
birthday party.
That was her first photo opportunity.
Yeah,
Was
an
my niece's
event,
sweet,
yeah.
my niece's sweet 16, and she did a great job, and my whole family told her, like, you just need to do this.
Yeah, it was really her family that really pushed me to feel like I could do it.
Uh-huh.
And so, yes, I mean, so go way back. I feel like I owe them, like they pushed me. They're like, you got this. You could totally do this. And so, yeah.
But I was teaching at the time, so
I mean, it was so long.
yeah, it was probably maybe 2 years later that I don't even remember how we reconnected, but we just kind of became, being a solopreneur, it feels very isolating, or even for a small business owner. And so having someone to bounce ideas off of and to get feedback, and I mean, I love that I get to do that for my job now, but that's really what Trilby and I have been to each other for years. Is I don't really know how it happened. It just
during
did.
COVID was a really hard time. It was so different, and I really struggled during that time with my business, just because I couldn't, I didn't make any money during that time. We closed the studio. I did front porch sessions, which I did those.
I remember that was one of the first things we did.
Yes,
really,
that was really, and that really helped me to just get through. I didn't get paid for that or anything, but it was like, I have a creative cup that I have to fill, and if I don't fill it, then I feel like, ugh,
Yeah.
So that really helped me during that time. But during that time, I made a lot of shifts in my business, and I really needed someone to just basically assure me that you're going the right direction. You can do this. And Crystal was really the one I reached out to and was like, let's go have lunch. And we just started talking more and more about business stuff. And then I started doing, a couple of years ago, I started offering like business classes in the studio for small business owners, just not photographers. I mean, it could have been photographers if they wanted to, but anyone could just join and come in. And we had like a small group, and Crystal was in the group. And it was then really there that I was like, we really click. Like, our mindset on marketing really clicks. And it's hard to really find a person that you like click with on marketing, on all the things whenever it comes to business. And Crystal really got it. Whenever I would tell her things like just about marketing and my thought on it, and it was never like, oh, that's a dumb idea. It was like, oh yeah, I believe in you. And that's what I needed. And that's what I need now.
We all need that.
And even with the vibe, I mean, it's scary. I have my business, 20 Toes Photography, that I'm like, it makes me nervous. Like, people might think I'm not doing pictures, and I am. I mean, we're definitely,
right.
It's a fear that I'm still over here working.
But then also, like, going through the final edit, I texted her, and, the beauty of a digital magazine is that we can hyperlink everything. And so you don't have to go to a certain restaurant to pick it up. You can just get on your phone and go to the article, and then you can click the link to that person's business from the article. So I was hyperlinking everything, and I was like, I have it all together. And I think I said this last time too, and I was like, and I'm just reading through it, and I just started tearing up because it's just, it's more than like a passion project. It is just really exciting to meet people, hear their stories, and share that. I mean, and since it's an online platform, we can share it with anyone in the world. And
really, yeah, you're not
located. We have lots of tourists.
Just in Waco.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lots of tourists, I feel like. I mean, I get calls almost daily from people coming into Waco for pictures, just through my website. So I feel like that gives them an insight to these really small businesses that want to be seen. And I love that we've added video to it. We're new to that. The spring.
So, what, like doing commercials, or what are you talking? What do you mean? or interviews or what?
Kind of. It's like taking a reel and embedding it into either your ad or your article to where it's more than just saying what it is. So for this last edition, Trilby did an article on blooms. Well, that's our
Bonnie's
theme.
greenhouse.
And she did Bonnie's greenhouse.
Oh, yeah.
And so we do something planting wise in each magazine.
You know,
and
that's why our passion,
yes,
you know.
she told me. And so she went through there and just recorded, everything that they have right now.
Right.
And what it's like to walk through there. And
It takes you there.
yes, it's an experience, we did an article on crystal clear pools. And so we had a video that showcased their office and pools that they've done and who you're going to see. And it just really helps that connection, which is exciting.
And so you're writing the copy, you're writing everything. So how are you making money off of this?
Well,
We aren't.
we have not yet.
Okay, well, interesting.
But I will say that, we are smart businesswomen. We haven't invested a dime into this business.
Yes.
Okay.
And to buy this online platform was thousands of dollars.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
It's went up. Yes.
Yeah.
Well-
we were like, wait a minute. And then we started it and we bought it. And then we realized that the subscription we purchased would have the website, not their website, not ours, on every page. And we're like, we don't want that.
No.
So we had to go pay for the big dog. It was double. And so we were like, okay. I mean, when we decided to do this, and it really was, we should start a magazine. Ha ha ha. She said it first.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, maybe we should. And we went back and forth for a couple of weeks. And then she finally said, let's go eat dinner and let's meet. And we have a certain booth at Los Cucos that we go to.
Oh.
And we sit down,
One of my
and
favorite
it's where our
places.
creative vibes go wild. And yes. And so we went and we, came up with 34 different topics that we could write about every
yeah.
edition. And, even who we could write about. And it just kind of flowed. And then we were like, well, I think we're going to start a magazine. And
Right.
so we created a strategy plan. We started the
Yeah.
group first, and we started the Facebook group sometime in November, and just started adding, inviting businesses and community members. And you can join as your page too. And we want people to join as your business.
Okay.
And that's
Well, I need
not
to join.
typical.
I mean, I
Yes.
subscribe to the newsletter and I subscribed, but okay.
Yeah. So, and a lot of groups don't have that to where you can join as your business, but we want you to, because we want consumers to see your business name and recognize, you engaging with community members.
Right.
There are
And
a lot of
so-
small businesses in there. This would be good for your show.
Yeah.
Even like there's so many small businesses in there.
Oh, yeah.
And we have over 3,000 members in the group. And it's very organized, and people are they have a heart. I mean, people are commenting, and it's really fun.
It is.
It's been hard for me to keep up during the spring, I have
Yes.
to say. Like, I'm struggling with balance, my business, plus
Plus
all the things.
parenthood and
Yes. Yeah.
Parenthood,
twins.
for
Gosh, I thought the
sure.
end of school was going to kill us.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if we're gonna make this
yes,
or
no,
not.
we're
I've
gonna
seen
do
your
it. We're gonna
pictures.
do
I mean,
it.
I know that's kind of you're busy.
Yes,
You're busy.
very-
Accountants are busy around tax season, and
Yeah.
you
Baylor
got prom season.
graduation.
Right.
Baylor students a lot. I shoot a lot of Baylor students and seniors, and keeps me very busy during that time.
Yeah.
And lots of deadlines to meet, especially with parents coming into town. They're not here very often. And so it's
That's why we're
a lot.
quarterly.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, but we made it, and
Yes.
it's I really feel I love my business that I have. I absolutely love what I do for photography, but I feel led to do this. I really do. I feel led. There's something inside of me, and no, we're not making a profit, but we are. I mean, I feel like we'll eventually make a profit. That it will be enough that it will be like, okay, it's worth it. But the latest thing that we've decided to do is to help students that are in town. I take a lot of pictures of Baylor students and just seniors too, but like reach out to the college community to help us during that busy time that I can't get everything done and our plates are really full. And that helps them because a lot of them are they're younger, so they're at they know how to do all the things on social media.
I was going to say that. Yeah, you don't have to teach them.
Yeah, they
No.
know, they're fast at it, and it's like being able to help Baylor students or just college students in general. I can't wait to see that help us.
So we
and-
are seeking interns. We're currently
Good.
interviewing, and we
Yes,
hope
we're
to expand that,
Yes.
which is very exciting for
Yes.
marketing and media. And yeah, and then giving them an opportunity to go and network, because
Yeah.
we're chamber members and we are involved in a lot of organizations, some the same, some different, but that is something that I have shared with interns that have applied. If you would like to come and network and meet people in the community, come. Like, we would love to have you. And maybe they'll stay here and they'll plant roots, and
Yes.
and they'll take a little bit of what we're able to give them and use it.
You do have some advertising in your digital magazine, correct?
You can advertise in our digital magazine. You can sponsor the podcast, do different things in our Facebook group. It's very important to us that we remain true to our values, which means we don't want to be spammy. And so we're not going to sell all the things to anybody, and we're being particular as far as giving everyone an opportunity. If you advertised last time, then you might not be able to advertise this time because somebody else applied. And so we want everyone to have that opportunity. And so less than 25% of our magazine is advertising.
Tell me about your backgrounds, though. What did you study in school? Did you always know this, marketing and storytelling and picture taking were things that you wanted to do?
I worked at the hospital in Marlin, and I got pregnant with twins, and I had my boys, and one of them had to have heart surgery. Became a stay-at-home mom to care for them, and it was really beneficial for him to not be in like daycare setting, because if he got any kind of virus, that was very it was
Dangerous.
just better. Yes, very dangerous. So we literally were living on beans and rice and beans. And my husband bought me a camera and for my birthday, and I was like, you know what? I think I could take pictures. And that's how I started my photography business. And I posted on Facebook. The marketing thing came in. I posted on Facebook and I said, I'm just like trying to pay off medical bills.
Yeah,
And even with
right.
insurance, we had a lot of medical
Oh, I'm
bills. They were
sure.
both on specialty formula. We couldn't qualify for anything because of our income level. And it was just like I got a flood of people that were like, I want you to take my pictures. In fact, it was just overwhelming. I was like, I don't know if I can do this or not. And so it was really whenever it started taking off that I was like, you know what, I probably need to invest in like really learning what I'm doing. And instead of like learning the photography side of it, I invested in learning how to market and learning how to run a business, which I think has benefited me. That I've, especially through COVID, because I don't know what I would have done. Does that make sense during COVID? Like to be able to bounce back from that.
That was
so
pretty
all-
brilliant
it
when you
was-
did the drive-by pictures.
So that's how I become a photographer, and I love it. And marketing, I always think, you know what? I think I actually would have done better if I would have been a marketer. Like, if that was
I don't know about that. I tell her
mean,
all the
I don't
time.
know.
She's a magical unicorn. Her pictures to me are art, and
They
she
are.
just has such a beautiful talent, and she's invested so much into learning and growth, and it's something to be very proud of.
Yeah, and yourself, what did you study?
Cliff
I mean,
notes. So I am a former kindergarten teacher, and I was working towards earning my master's in teaching with technology. And I had to start a blog for a class, and I love to write and create, and I kept it going, and it took off. The website did, and Creative and Kinder, and it opened lots of doors for me. I was approached by a publisher and started writing books, and I was approached by different companies to come and do keynote speeches and teach workshops. And so I eventually left the classroom and decided to do my consulting business full time. And I'd written 4 maybe books by then, but I mean, I think I have 9 now. But
and these were on what?
Education.
Education.
Yes, like
okay.
children's workbook. My bachelor's degree is in early childhood education. Well, while I'm teaching, I'm also building this education business. This blog grows.
Right.
And I am creating curriculum and I am writing, and all of these doors are just opening, and I am very much God opens a door, I'm walking through it.
Yeah.
And so in the meantime, while I'm teaching and doing all the things, I'm also investing in how to, do Facebook and how to grow an email list, all these things, courses and courses. And I think that's something that Trilby and I definitely have in common, is that we for sure are lifelong learners. We are, there's never a time that we are not in a book, in a podcast, in a course, that we're not trying to better ourselves. And so, but when COVID hit, I lost all my contracts. And it was hard because all four of my kids are adopted, and at that time we had just adopted a baby, and Trilby did our pictures. And so it was amazing because I could travel 3 days a month and go speak and come home, and I waited 16 years for him and to be able to be mom. And then that went away, and I was like, oh, I gotta do, just like Trilby, I'm a person that has to pour in, or I don't have fulfillment. And so, and I have to work, and I just do. I have too much drive in me. And so we were talking a lot, and I still had my education business, and it's still going. And she said she was going to start having this group. And so I went and figured out that I actually could be helpful. And there were a lot of things that I had navigated in the 8 years at that time of my business. And so I thought, and Trilby was like, you should do this. And so I put on Facebook one day that I'm going to be a business coach. Is anybody interested? Now, that time, I'd probably written 7 books. I have an Amazon bestseller of all. It's always in the top 30 of all books of all time. It's a workbook for kids.
Really?
Yes. I don't make any money off of book sales. And my husband's like, you can't renegotiate that. I'm like, no.
Oh.
God's trying to keep us humble. But
my goodness.
But yeah, the publishers made millions, but it's
Oh, my
okay.
gosh.
I can walk into Target and see my book on the shelf, and that's pretty cool. So she suggested it. So I'm very open on Facebook and online, in my website. I share my entire life. I feel like it's part of my ministry. And I put it out there, and I immediately got messages saying, sign me up.
Good.
And I was like, okay, here we go. And so I did it from home for a while, and I was like, no, this is where I'm called to be right now. And it was weird going from online world to in-person world of, I kind of liked that. When I would go places, people would want to take pictures with me if they read my website, and they'd become my friend, but I didn't know them. And so, but it was only for a minute, and so I liked being in the back. And so one of the hardest things I told her, I was like, wait a minute, now I've got to go talk to people, and I'm an extrovert. And so, so that was when we definitely were diving in.
How did you come up with the name Vibe?
We were at Los Cucos, and we were just
your favorite place.
We were like, we're a whole vibe.
Oh yeah,
that's what I was like. We're a whole vibe, and I was like,
well, at first I was like 254 because we've grown up here, and it's always been the 254.
Yeah.
But they were like, well, other people use that. So and we were just talking about how the aesthetics, we wanted it to be different. Colorful, bright, the branding just to be different. And then I think she's the one that said, yeah, it just needs to be a whole vibe. And we both were like,
yeah,
there we go.
The Vibe Waco. And that was that.
Let's talk a little bit more about the podcast. So how did you get hooked up with Rogue Media?
I think we just decided we were going to do a podcast. And then I was like, oh, I've heard a lot of things about Rogue Media. And I've heard so much about Rogue Media just from Startup Waco. Who doesn't know about Rogue Media, right? So we were like, well, let's do this. And at first we were just going to talk about the articles ourselves. But this next time we plan on bringing in actual people that we're writing about and talking to
I
them.
think that's brilliant.
And random people, really. There's just people we like to talk to and talk real, real stuff.
We're very real. I'll listen to them because I, work with doing the edits and stuff, and I giggle, because we just play off of each other. She will not listen to them.
I'm not going to listen to
She will not listen to them. So I do, and I send in, our edits, and they make me laugh just listening back to them. And originally, we kind of just wanted to dangle a carrot, like, if this is the topic that this article is on, let's talk about that topic, and then get people to say, now go read the article about so-and-so on this topic. And we did our first interview, and now we have a list of people we want to interview in town. And
I do hard things. Like we have a topic in the magazine that's called The Elephant in the Room.
That's what I noticed when I was doing my show prep, and I noticed the word suicide. I mean, so how does all that fit in?
Elephant in the Room is every magazine will have the elephant in the room, and we just talk about hard topics. Like suicide is something I feel like that nobody really wants to talk about.
No.
And so we brought Wesley in, Wesley Walker.
Wesley Walker,
yes,
yeah.
he's a counselor here in town. I know you know him.
This last edition, we had an article on funeral planning.
And
that's another hard topic.
It wasn't our elephant in the room. We did a different topic for elephant in the room.
Yeah, but it could have been.
And we work with Chris with Grace Gardens, who's wonderful.
Yeah, so
and I had a best friend pass away 2 years ago, and I helped plan that funeral, and Chris was a lifesaver.
And so your Facebook group is a private group, though?
It is a private group called The Vibe Waco.
The Vibe?
The group is very organized. Like, it's not, you can't just go in there and, like, post your business. I mean, we have thousands of people that try to post stuff in
Request daily.
Request daily, but every day is a different theme. So it's very organized, and we're really trying to build the consistency up in it. Kind of slack during, like, my busy season, but we're both trying really hard to make sure that we're consistent.
And that was one of the reasons we wanted the group too, is that we wanted something that was really true to that purpose. Because there's a lot of great Facebook groups out there, but they're all over the place.
And also it builds a relationship. Sometimes we'll throw in like just crazy questions like, what was your first concert? Was one of the like big ones. Like we had hundreds of people that commented on that. But there was business owners that commented. And like if I know that another business owner likes Lainey Wilson, well then I'm like, I might go use that person. I'm like, okay, I can hang out with that business owner. Okay.
I mean, we use it as consumers ourselves.
Well, it's brilliant. I mean, it's something that's so needed, and to be able to use the whole new media, the new digital everything, not killing trees by printing out a magazine, although I love picking up the magazines. I love picking them up. But you're able to get this content out there and help folks to network and connect and find out what's new, what's happening.
I mean, the first 24 hours, we had over 1,000 people download. And we're like, okay, here we go.
So you do this 4 times a year, is that correct? Okay.
But
so the next
not
one,
typical quarters, because, we had our own vibe.
We have to have our own vibe.
Why not? Yeah.
February, May, August, and November.
Okay, well, and okay, I can,
We're
It's
intentional
definitely
and a little quirky, but we love it.
I have caught the vision of that. I think that's really good. Like I say, I subscribed, no cost, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You haven't asked for any money yet.
Nope.
So, but if I wanted to advertise the Ann Harder Show, I could do that.
Yes.
And affordably.
Well, you guys are so inspiring to me because of what you're doing and how it's such a necessary thing for our community and for businesses, for consumers, but I just, my hat's off to you, and I'm so glad that I know you both.
Thank you.
We are thankful to know you.
Many thanks to Crystal Radke and Trilby Trailer, who are the Vibe Waco. So go sign up, join us. We'll all be a part of the Vibe.
Yes, yes,
we would love
Anyway,
that.
thanks.
Explore, unforgettable experiences with Forest Travel. Experience the pinnacle of luxury travel with our exclusive global selection. From secluded villas to elegant train voyages, each moment is tailored for sophisticated exploration. As one of the most renowned and awarded travel agencies in the world, we are pleased to elevate your next journey to an entirely new level. Your extraordinary journey begins now. Forest Travel.
Stick around. We have music with Corey Dodson. It's coming up.
When you view the glass half full, the little things become magical. Like kicking back and sharing laughs, strike good vibes. And they'll come back. Celebrate what you love with what you wear. Even if what you love is kind of weird. Life is good in super soft tees that spark smiles and connectivity. 10% of profits go to help kids heal. So choose optimism and make the magic real. Visit lifeisgood.com.
The 4-burner, side-burner, side-sear burner with Clearview Glass stainless steel grill from Monument Grills. Made of tempered glass, which is strong, insulated, and allows you to check your grilling without lifting the lid. Our porcelain-coated cast iron cooking grids offer a large cooking surface of 513.3 square inches, primary cooking area, with even heat cooking. The Monument Grills include LED control knobs and are easy to light with pilotless electronic ignition. Better grilling, better value, Monument Grills.
On dusty old back road, or somewhere out in a field. When I'm stuck in Dallas traffic, white knuckle on the wheel. It don't matter where I'm going, you'll always be right here. When I catch a glimpse of your eyes in that rearview mirror, in that rearview mirror's where I talk to you. We've had pep talks, breakups, and tears let loose. Been through hard times, big fights, long afternoons. I will always see a little piece of you in that rear view. When my day's been tough and I've given up, I'll go for a drive. Try to clear my head of this nonsense that's on my mind. I don't always see where I've got no place to be. It don't matter where I'm going, 'cause you're here with me. Backed up, 6-lane highway, older road, or interstate driving, late night cruising through downtown. I know where you'll be found. In that rear view mirror's where I talk to you. We've had pep talks, breakups, and tears let loose. Been through hard times, big fights, long afternoons. I will always see a little piece of you in that rear view. In that rear view, in that rear view, in that rear view.
Thanks for joining us today. Tomorrow, we talk etiquette and good manners with my friend Sarah Ainsworth. We'll see you then. Have a great day.